Hello students. Welcome to this unit, which is your poetry unit, and you have two poems in this unit. And today I'm going to be dealing with the first of the two poems. The name of the poem is Stay Calm, and I am Dr. Shyaonti Talwar, who will be engaging with you for this session. Before we go to the poem, let's look at the poet, right? So, a bit about the poet. The name of the poet is Grenville Kleiser, and he was born in the year 1868 and he lived till 1935. He was born in Canada, though he was North American. And the interesting thing about this particular poet was that he was the author of several inspirational books. He was a prolific speaker, an orator, a motivational speaker who inspired many people. In fact, he was a tutor and instructor of public speaking at Yale Divinity School at the University of Yale, which is quite a world renowned university. Some of the known titles of the several books which he wrote are in front of you on the slide. You can see they're called Inspiration and Ideals, How to Succeed in Life, Talks on Efficiency, Daily Steps to Power. So the list is unending. If you Google him, you will realize that he was quite the motivational speaker and writer, and all of his writings lay a lot of emphasis on hope, on optimism, on leading a very positive and hopeful existence, right? So now before we begin the poem, just to kind of lead you into the poem, I would like to ask you, have you ever been in a situation where you felt like this? Now, what do I mean by this? Look at this man over here. How would you describe the state in which he is? Think. Yes, rage, anger, frustration, disappointment when something maybe you've worked very hard for is destroyed, or someone you love with all your heart has broken your heart, or you've been betrayed, or you've been cheated by someone, or something you had in mind didn't work out. Sometimes situations do get out of control. So I'm sure all of us can identify with this situation, and we can fairly and very safely say that yes, we have been in this situation at one point in time or another in our lives. Maybe yes, maybe the intensity of rage will differ from person to person. Some of us feel infuriated, some of us feel outraged, some of us could feel a little anger and then it may subside. Nonetheless, you may have guessed by now that the poet's message to us through this poem is, come whatever may, you have to stay calm. Because if you get into a situation like this, the maximum destruction, the maximum harm that you're causing to is not somebody else, but yourself, right? So let's look at the poem now. So, the poem advocates a perpetual state of calmness, which is also called equipoise. You can look up the word in the dictionary. Equipoise would mean that you are in a state, you are in a permanent, a perennial state of being where you can never be bothered or disturbed or perturbed by whatever may happen, whatever may be happening around you or to you or to people you love, but you are going to be in a perpetual state of calmness and serenity. So you're going to maintain your emotional balance, right? So that's what is meant by perpetual state of calmness. He puts it again differently. And in fact, it is very interesting that he uses a metaphor of war to convey his message of calmness or peace. So he says tranquility meaning peace, is the best weapon to fight adversity. So, if you are in a situation which you cannot control, which is not in your hands, right? What is the best way to deal with the situation? Just be tranquil, just be unaffected, right? And this can come only from a self realization, from an inner reflection and realization that life is going to be full of ups and downs, no matter what, no matter how rich you are, how wealthy, how influential, how famous, how accomplished, or how talented, or how good you are, life is not going to be a bed of rose petals for you. There'll be good moments and they'll be followed by bad moments. There'll be happy days and then there'll be miserable days. And you need to deal with both in with equipoise, with equal equanimity. That's what he's trying to say, that your emotions should not get affected by external situation. Now this is easy to say, harder to practice. Nonetheless, let's have a look at the poem.